Stop overcompensating. Stop trying. Stop trying to be perfect before you take action, before you click on the go button, before you make that product, put it out imperfectly, build it over time, perfect it over time. Many of us are struggling with perfectionism and wanting to become the greatest version of ourselves before we can elicit and share whatever that we have with the world, with other people, with our family members, with our friends. And we're constantly waiting for that right feeling. And it's very prevalent in the spiritual community. I have to have the right feeling. And once I have that right feeling, then I know this is the thing to do. This is just a safety mechanism. It's not spiritual intuition. You are afraid to feel a negative emotion. You are afraid to look imperfect. We have a wound, and many of us have this. And because of the way that we were brought up, we thought that we had to be a good little girl and a good little boy. And we're afraid to be a bad girl and a bad boy. We want to people please sometimes, depending on the person, and we want to be seen in a certain way. And if I don't follow that character, then someone else is going to judge me and make me feel bad for who I am in that particular moment. And I don't want to feel that feeling, because that feeling is shame. But underneath shame is power. Okay, underneath shame is power. And shame is protecting you being in your fullest power. And being someone who is good is a form of hiding, because you know that you have a narrative and a story and a negative voice in your mind that wants to shout at someone or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, right? But you hold back, right? You contain your energy. You don't want to show up as someone that is bad. And I know this so well myself, because I struggle to share my dark side. I struggle to share my shadow with my partner, with people. I want people to see me in a certain light. And the best light that people can see you in is the light where you reveal your fullest self. And that could be really scary. And it does take some time to unravel the parts of you that are resisting you experiencing the fullest version of yourself. Okay, not the greatest version of yourself, but the fullest version of yourself. And through source, through understanding that these are just thoughts and conditioning in the mind, we then get to realize that these feelings of shame, or uh, afraid not to be validated, afraid to be seen in the wrong light, is just a story that's keeping you stuck in a perpetual loop, stopping you from taking action, from building that business, creating that life that you want, and taking life as a challenge. And so, like I said before, underneath shame is power. And most people are afraid of that power. And you've probably heard the quote by Marianne Williams. Um, she says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that we are most afraid of." Okay. So, like I said, we're afraid of feeling like a bad person, or, I'm ashamed of myself and how I'm going to be perceived by other people. And then underneath that is, when I remove that shame, my dark side will come out, and I know how powerful I'm going to be, right? So we're afraid of our power. We're afraid of the light of our power and our truth. The more that we embody God, the more that we embody source, and we practice being in source, and we practice operating from that space, the more that you realize that God is not good or bad, and that it is just is. There is no good feeling or bad feeling. It's just energy flowing through the body. And we want to practice allowing all of our emotions to be there fully. And it's not a sexy practice, right? It's an ugly practice that most people are never going to do. But that's why I only look for people who are truly serious about transforming their lives, because you have to be willing to go into the dark space. And this whole positive rah-rah is you denying God, denying an aspect of God. You can't really do that, but you understand what I mean. The ego is trying to avoid pain, and it's only moving towards positive thinking, pleasure feelings, feeling good all the time. When in reality, what happens is you try to do that, but you experience suffering anyway. So you're suffering anyway, right? People are suffering, they're experiencing challenges anyway. And I speak to clients every day. I had like 3 clients today. I'm about to do a live call in my group. Right now is my next call. I'm going to eat some food first. But people are afraid of this side of life, and we don't want to be the bad guy in the movie, right? We don't want to be the one that is um, out of control or showing up in a certain way, and we are very ashamed of that. And so, when we truly embrace our power, when we truly recognize ourselves as source, when we truly remember that we are source pretending to be limited, we begin to invoke higher states of consciousness, better results with reality creation, and shifting our lives because we're operating from the highest frequency of all. And so that's what I teach in my community, my group. The link's in the description. You're going to get a guide that's going to show you where you're at on your journey. You're going to get a diagnosis to find out what stage you're at on your journey, knowing where you need to go. And then you're also going to get a 40-day prosperity abundance plan to shift your reality. And you're going to get special posts from me every week, which is going to transform your life. Okay. Very, very powerful stuff. It's free. Links in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.